I seem to keep forgetting that the solo Kraven the Hunter film is even coming out, let alone that it continues to get closer with the release date coming as soon as October. And now that we've gotten a surprise poster and trailer with our first look at the film and its story, I'm both excited and severely disappointed. What's up, Nerdgenic Nation? Superhero nerd Aaron Wally here, and today I want to talk about the newly released trailer for yet another Sony Spider-Man villain spin-off film, Kraven the Hunter, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. But very quickly before we jump into my thoughts on this trailer, let's first take a moment to talk about our partner Boosteroid. Boosteroid is a cloud gaming platform that allows you to play many popular PC titles on practically any device. And before Boosteroid, there were tons of games that I personally wanted to revisit, like the Batman Arkham games, The Witcher, and Star Wars Battlefront 2. But without wanting to spend a ton rebuying all of these games and let alone having the space for them all, it almost seemed impossible. But Boosteroid solves that problem by providing you with unlimited cloud gaming using its service. And the best thing is that all you need is a basic internet connection to play. You can jump right in and play multiplayer or play one of the most popular RPGs with your best friends and never have to worry about constantly keeping up with the latest specs required for each title. And to make things even sweeter, Boosteroid's library of games increases on a weekly basis, and they were even recently purchased by Microsoft, so many of the titles like Gears 5, Grounded, and Deathloop will be available to play through the service very soon. So what are you waiting for? You can try out Boosteroid using the link in the description, and by signing up, you're helping to support this channel. And with that, let's go ahead and get right back into Kraven the Hunter. The film will follow Russian immigrant Sergei Kravinoff as he is on a mission to prove that he is the greatest hunter in the world while also taking down his father's crime syndicate. The trailer that was released was a red band trailer, which immediately means that we're in for a bloody good time. And it certainly seems that we are, as Kraven takes out several guys in what I would consider to be a variety of somewhat brutal ways, including a bear trap on a guy's head. And I'm surprised that they're going full send on the violence here. But if it makes sense for any character of the Spider-Man villains to go there, I think Kraven, who is a hunter, actually kind of makes the most sense. And as we see with his origin in this trailer, he wasn't always this violent. But they make a very significant change to the character's origin, which if you want to find out more about his origin, check out my history on the character after you watch this video. But rather than just making Kraven be a highly trained and skilled hunter who's obsessed with being the best of the best, they go the extra mile and have him essentially be a mutant, as he gets a drop of blood from a lion that he was fighting as a boy into a wound which gives him the ability to connect with animals and even possibly control them. Which for me is probably one of the dumber decisions that they could have made here with this character. I mean, part of what makes him so cool is just how he's just a guy who goes above and beyond to prove that he is superior. And by giving him powers, they kind of take that away in my opinion. Could it be cool? I mean, yeah, maybe. But when you consider that Kraven is able to kill Spider-Man in Kraven's Last Hunt, in which he doesn't use any animals to aid him, and he's able to take down arguably one of the most, if not the most powerful superhero of all time, it kind of diminishes that accomplishment, assuming that they're ever able to make that story happen on film, which I certainly hope that they do, by the way. And this trailer, even though it's bloody and gory and actually kind of awesome in the action aspect, even drops a major spoiler and surprise for the film, in which we see a man who we can only guess is Alexei Sisevich mutating to become another Spider-Man villain, the Rhino. And that's a reveal that I wish they really hadn't given away in this trailer, considering that this is already a red band trailer and has enough action and intrigue in my opinion to stand on its own. Had the reveal been saved, however, there could have been a much bigger buzz around the final trailer, or even upon release, in which when the studio would make its most money and putting butts in seats to see it for themselves. But now by revealing it so early, it still makes me intrigued, but also pretty disappointed, as this should have been Kraven's movie. And I really hope that we don't end up in a Morbius situation with the Michael Keaton Vulture, which ended up in disaster as he wasn't even really in the movie. But just like then, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the final product. I think that the Kraven movie looks mildly interesting, but just like when it was announced, I feel like I have no real desire to see it. And like I've said several times in this video, the action looks pretty good, but other than that, they took a lot away from this character. And I get that maybe he wouldn't be fighting Spider-Man right out of the gate, but there's even a brief glimpse of him being surrounded by spiders in the forest that was a bit on the nose, as I'm assuming that they'll allude to him being somewhat afraid of spiders and then him having to conquer his fear to become the best ever and kill Spider-Man, or some weird way that they want to try and set up that story by the end of this movie. It just looks predictable, and I'm not sure if that is more due to them showing so much in this trailer, or Sony's just really not that great at making these standalone villain movies and trying to make them redeemable or give them heroic aspects. I'm just simply not interested in seeing the villains in these lights. Does it work for some? I mean, yeah, I guess, but I don't think that it needs to be done for every single one just for the sakes of Sony keeping their license to these characters. but they're gonna do it regardless, it seems. And clearly they didn't learn from the past few flops that they've released. But anyway, those are my quick thoughts on the Kraven the Hunter trailer, and now I want to hear from you in the Nerdgenic community. What did you think of this trailer? Are you more intrigued to see Kraven the Hunter, or did you see what you needed to see and will end up skipping it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos from me or the rest of the Nerdgenic team. And also be sure to give us a follow across all social media platforms at Nerdgenic. That way you don't miss out on any special news, announcements, or articles at nerdgenic.com. But in the meantime, if you want even more awesome video content from us, check out the history of Kraven the Hunter right over here. Or for more awesome Marvel content, check out this playlist right over here. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We hope to see you in the next video.